Dude! Dude!
Alright, I know what to do. Let's do it. Yeah, outplayed.
Ah yes. Welcome to the first finale, because all gamers know that nothing truly dies, and even if you don't want it back, you for sure will get it back anyway. Last time on the show I talked about the fact that fans of communities are what is integral to a game doing well, but what I didn't say is that not only can these communities rise you up, but they can bury you deep in the ground. As of recording, around 143,000 people have signed a petition to allow refunds for Battlefield 2042. And you could probably argue that maybe 20% of these signatures are people making 2 accounts, but at least 80,000 fans, yeah, 80,000 real human beings wrote out their full name and details to sign this damn petition. This is like 10% of community's power to influence titles being admired or straight up cancelled, and sometimes companies are cancelled for damn good reason. But just as willing as these fans are to dip into their pockets and buy these games, for damn sure are they willing to ask for a refund if the game isn't what they wanted it to be, or more specifically, what it was advertised to be.
Good view over the hill.
Yeah, this is a nice sunrise. Or sunset. Actually, it makes no sense at all because that sun's setting in the south, so where the fuck are we?
That's a very, very good point.
Yeah, out of all the mistakes DICE have made, that is the most fucking stupid.
The level of laziness that big companies like EA are willing to allow, and yet they have dynamic systems inside their games gearing you to play for longer. The patents and downright shamelessness are one thing. The idea that devs would rather do that than put more effort into their titles is just sad. These numbers that you show your shareholders aren't just numbers, they are fans, and the same numbers can come back and make you look bad as well as look good. Maybe not on YouTube, but that's for another episode. This may seem like a typical news day, but the fact that this kind of thing is more and more commonplace is not okay. And if it doesn't change, people will stop buying these big hype titles at launch. It's been said so many times, but we need to stop putting it into the machine if we want it to reassess what it's giving out. You can't run a company on hype alone. You need not just sales, but clean sales. And by clean sales, I don't mean digital sales, where people technically don't own the game and are just lent a copy until the agreement and the terms and conditions are seen void by the leading publisher. I mean physical sales, that then don't inspire waves of refunds for the next quarter until people give up and the next class action lawsuit gets thrown out. And that doesn't mean pandering to audiences either, because pandering only gets you so far before people realize that you're pushing the same overdone crap, just with a new lick of paint. What sticks is making a game with core fundamentals and gameplay that fans loved, while simultaneously creating a new type of experience. There needs to be a real conversation about enjoyment and why it's so important when it comes to AAA titles, and I feel like a fucking crazy person I even have to reiterate the fact that making your games fun is important. But here I am anyways. Enjoyment gets not just sales, but Game of the Year awards, and then further sales, and probably solid sales numbers all the way through the generation, as more and more people pick up new hardware. I didn't buy a PS4 to play Marvel Avengers or FIFA 15. I bought a PS4 to play The Last of Us Game of the Year edition. Most of these big multiplayer titles like Apex Legends, Fortnite, Warzone, fucking Minecraft Hunger Games. So many people play these games just to farm clips because they know they'll get 1,000 views on TikTok. They're not playing the games for the actual enjoyment of playing the games. With multiplayer, I think there's a scale of diminishing returns. Once you've played a game enough times to get a couple wins and the game finds your skill bracket, the game becomes less and less fun with more and more just grindy shit like daily quests, and some games have enough variety in them to justify that grind, but anything that is meant to be fun shouldn't force players to watch like 10 YouTube videos on how to not get destroyed by the clip farmers. The game becomes this monotonous grind, and if you've bought a battle pass, you feel kind of indebted to yourself to finish it, even if there's basically no enjoyment left outside of the goofy costume I can put on my character. Alright, so quickly I want to talk about a game that came out worldwide for free to play last night, Lost Ark, which is an action MMORPG with Diablo-style combat and a really killer progression system. I'm massively enjoying the game, even though they almost lost my attention when the game was touted to drop at one time and then went up and down about 3 or 4 times before stabilizing. But for a game that came out with almost no delay, it's pretty decent so far, and I'm excited to play more. This is an example of taking a concept and elevating it for fresh gameplay and a new world for us to explore. Okay, I'm done going over the same kind of points. Lastly, I want to talk about the modern gaming series and why for now I'm going to focus on other forms of media like movies and TV until I see enough reason to bring the series back. Maybe when some of these titles come out we can speak hopefully positively or maybe negatively about them. Anyways, I want to bring your attention to the first 3 parts of this series and why they will become the pillars of the modern gaming concept moving forward. And I may not even mention some of these things just to get you to go watch the other damn videos. But as follows: delays in day 1 patches are one pillar of the modern gaming concept. Then SBMM and the disgusting level of rigging and dynamic difficulty adjustment in multiplayer games. And thirdly, the concept of community and togetherness that holds up the entire medium. When a topic arises in the future that I want to cover in this series, expect these concepts to be used a lot. So last but not least, I want to thank you for following me down this winding path of chaos and letting me explain where I see change that needs to be made in this medium. Next vid is about Squid Games. See y'all next time.